Hey you guys, it's Ninfa. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. As I always say, you can make more money, but you can't make more time. So the fact you're taking the time to watch this, I'm truly blessed and grateful. So this is your hashtag rise and grow your mind. All right, it's because we need to grow our minds so that we can think a little differently, to be more productive in life, and just to have the best life ever, right? And so today we're going to be talking about slice and dice the task and create large chunks of time. This is still an and Eat That Frog. We got one more tomorrow. I have a couple more chapters tomorrow, and then we'll be done with this book. So I just want to make sure that we're get this completed here. But basically, grow and rise and grow your mind is really about you becoming more productive in life, but more importantly, a little better than you were yesterday. And growing your mind to realize that you and only you can create the positive, most wonderful life you could possibly have. No matter what's around you, no matter how devastating life can get, you can create that life that you're looking for and becoming that 1% better than you were yesterday. So let's talk about this today. And this is just other different ways of, blocking out time to make sure you get those big tasks done. We've talked about these ways, but these are other different specific ways of doing it. So slice and dice the task basically just means write down, if you got a big project to do of any kind, whether you're cleaning your garage, or you've got a project at work, or you have an at-home business and you've got a list of clients and you got things to do for them or what have you. Write down a list of the first thing you need to do to the last thing you need to do to get it done, and literally do that one thing and move on. And the next day, do the next thing and move on. And the next day, the next thing and move on. Simple as that. And he also has the Swiss cheese task. Swiss cheese your task. Basically punching holes into your tasks. So you've got a big task to do. And maybe, you have a list of things to do, but you're not going to actually go off the list and go, okay, the first thing I'm going to do is this. You're literally just going to put a timer on. I'm going to take 15 minutes, start on that first task, and whatever it takes from the 15 minutes, I'm going to be done, and I'm going to move on to something else. And the next day I'll do another 15 minutes. Simple as that. And that's actually what I'm doing in a room of ours. It's like really a storage kind of room now. Just going in, okay, this is going to Goodwill, take it, send it to Goodwill. Okay, this is going into garbage, take it, throw it in garbage, and I'm done. After, 15 minutes or whatever. And slowly but surely the room is getting cleaned out, right? This is what I'm going to sell, so I'm selling it or what have you. So that is basically it. So the task he says is put the salami slice or the Swiss cheese technique into action immediately to get started on a large, complex, multitask job you've been putting off. And then number 2, become action-oriented. A common quality of high-performance men and women is that when they hear a good idea, they take action on it immediately. As a result, they learn more, learn faster, and get better results. Don't delay. Try it today. All right. And then the last one is create large chunks of time. Simply blocking out time to get the big tasks done. You may need to be doing more than 15 minutes at a time to get something done. You may have a deadline or what have you, and you need to be doing a 30, 60, 90-minute time block in order to get it done, maybe even a few hours. When you have he was actually saying something which I thought was kind of interesting. Like if you go to work each day and you've got, you got tasks and things you got to get done, you might want to get up early and do like 3 hours at work at home. Get a whole bunch of things done so that when you get to work, you can kind of focus on whatever else people want you to do, right? So I thought that was interesting. But let's just say you have an at-home business. Let's just say you do have this major project, maybe a project you need to do, clean out a room or something like that because you have family coming that weekend or whatever. You're going to need to take bigger chunks of time to get it done and get it focused. So you put a timer on for 30, 60, 90 minutes, put some music on so you can enjoy yourself, get prepared. Like you said in some chapters before, prepare beforehand, right? Have all your tools and things you need, maybe plastic bags, your camera ready to put it on social media to sell it or whatever it is. Make sure you're ready. And then you can put the timer on and then just take those big chunks of time and get it done. 3 hours. Boom. All right, I got a quarter of the room done. Boom, next day, do another 3 hours. Okay, another quarter of the room done. Boom, I do another 3 hours, do another quarter of the room. By the time you get to fourth day and before the weekend, you've already got that room clean, ready to roll. You could do anything extra. You can, vacuum or whatever else. And I'm just using that as an example. But that's anything you want to do. Maybe you're a web designer or things like that, and you've got a deadline in 4 days. You need to get, the main page done and this, that, and another thing. You really have to be able to chunk out a large amount of time, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, 3 hours to get those things done so that you can beat that deadline and be productive, right? So that's basically it for that one. And then make sure every minute counts. Like if you're in the airport or what have you, and you've got time in between, you're waiting for the plane or, you went to have lunch or whatever, you could take those times and do those little tasks in between those times as well. So make every minute count. So he says, number one, think continually of different ways that you can save, schedule, and consolidate large chunks of time. Use these times to work on important tasks with the most significant long-term consequences. The most significant long-term consequences. And here's the deal. You should always be making your schedule the night before and preparing it for the next day, right? And then, okay, at this time I should be doing this, right? So that's what he's basically saying. Now we're going to be more intentional. We're going to take 3 hours or half an hour or whatever during that time and do those things. Make every minute count. Work steadily and continuously without diversion or distraction by planning and preparing your work in advance. And most of all, keep focused on the most important results for which you are responsible, right? And so that's it. We're just basically giving you 3 different ways in blocking out time for these huge projects that need to get done. Number one, you got the slice and dice. You write down everything from the first thing you're going to do to the last thing you're going to do, and do the first thing first, and then walk away, come back and do the next thing, right? The next one is the Swiss cheese one, where you're punching holes into your project. Basically, you're doing like 15-minute short stints, going in, doing a certain task for about 15 minutes and stopping and come back the next day and doing the rest, right? For those 15-minute stints, 10 to 15 minutes, you decluttering projects, whatever it is, and until it gets completed. And then obviously this one is creating large blocks of time. You take a good amount of time in your day to complete something. Not 8 hours a day, not 16 hours a day, nothing crazy like that, but 3 hours or less to really get something done and your focus without any distractions. And you get a huge part of that task done so that you can get it done sooner than the other ones that we're kind of slicing and doing a little bit at a time. So post below which tactic you are going to be doing to be more productive in your day. You're going to do the slice and dice one, you're going to do the Swiss cheese, or you're going to block out large amounts of time. All right, I love you guys. Take care of yourselves, and talk to you soon. Bye.